What's going on, everybody? Welcome on into another 216 pregame show with myself and Brian Manziel over there. What the hell is up with those shades? Like you're Billy Manziel in Las Vegas. What's going on, Brian?
Woo! Good morning. Coming off
It
a
is.
hot Cavs victory, baby.
I know. I couldn't believe it last night. If anybody didn't watch last night, I was live for a little bit watching the first half of the Cavs game. Had a great time. And if you're watching us today, please go give us that like and subscribe on Network 216. Give us a follow on all of our socials at 216 at network underscore 216. We have a great show for you today. I'm going to be moving around a lot, by the way, so I apologize. Hands are moving. Fatty pinched a nerve in his neck. He's a little sore. He's a little on edge because Brian's got him fired up already this morning in pregame meeting. So it's going to be a fun time. We're going to talk a little bit about the Pats, talk about the bye week. We're going to get into the Jets here a little bit. We will do our Fatty parlay pick of the week. We will also do Brian's trivia here at the end of the show. And then we're just going to have some fun and just talk Browns. Fatty fail. RHS, tell him how. Still waiting stream to start. Well, I failed it. So it'll be all right. So I love it. I love Justin coming in here bright and early in the morning. Between you and Justin, you guys are going to kill me today. I have just a wonderful feeling about that. You're just going to see me throw my computer across the room, and then I'm going to walk off set, and I'm going to text you. I'm like, everything's fine. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to eat my double Whopper. I'm going to kick back in my recliner, and I'm going to watch the Browns lose to the Jets today. I hope that doesn't happen, but all right. So, Brian, how you been, bud? How was your bye week? How'd everything go?
Bye week was nice. I mean, it was a nice little break from football. Took some time, spent some time with the family, and had some fun with it. It was nice to get 3.5 hours back of my life on a Sunday, and it was we fell back, right? So it was actually 4.5 hours. Let's maybe back it up a little bit before that. As far as the Browns go, the Browns bye week pissed me off. But even before that, let's just recap, since we didn't get a chance last week. Let's just recap the disgusting display of humanity that was the Patriots game, which we pre-gamed, and it was terrible, right? It started off hot. The Kevin Stefanski opening drive was a beautiful thing of beauty. Harold Fannin for a touchdown to start the game off. We're up 7-3. The defense was working well. The first half, they hold them to 3 field goals. But after the first drive, as usual, as expected, the offense sputtered, right? They couldn't do anything. Carson Schlesinger with his first interception. Thing of beauty. Gets us the ball on our own 40-yard line. Back it up. Oh, beep, beep, beep. Carson Schlesinger gets us the dang interception on our own side of the field. The Browns go 3 and out because Dylan Gabriel overthrows his receiver on third down by a mile. And then our kicker misses the kick. And it was all downhill from there, right? It's just 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. The Browns defense, I mean, our own player ran into Tyson Campbell, giving him a concussion, knocking him out of the game. Schlesinger went out of the game, injured. Josh McDaniels just diced us up. It was not pretty. I was pretty disgusted by the show of the Browns. It didn't look like they showed up again on offense. Jerry Jeudy, I think we mentioned it, 0 catches on 2 targets. Myles Garrett, again, in a post-game presser, pissed off. Big surprise. They pay this guy millions of dollars to be the leader of the team, and he's pissed off. And then, oh, by the way, you got the head coach of the other team, Mike Vrabel, making fun of us at his post-game presser, saying that once all the little gadget and trick plays were done and they ran out of those, our defense played really good because they couldn't do anything, right? So just hideous. I mean, just a hideous game, and it was depressing to watch, and just a reminder that we still are in the basement in the AFC North. Fatty, did I miss anything?
No, God, you hit everything right on the head. Justin said so. In other words, the Browns did the Browns. Yeah, they pretty much did the Browns. Yep. God, that was a pathetic game, and especially when you piss away. Myles Garrett had 5 sacks that game. Was that the game? Yep. He had 5. He had 5 sacks. They pulled him out at the end of the game. He threw his goddamn helmet onto the bench, sat down by himself away from everybody. I mean, I don't know what else more that man has to do. The defense tried everything. I mean, for a guy to get, 5 sacks and your offense just was putrid. I mean, putrid for your star receiver, the one that you extended. You brought in here and extended, and you only got 2 targets. You got 0. So our receiving, this is what's really sad about it. Our receiving, the only receiver that caught the damn ball was Jamari Thrash, and he only had 2 catches. It was Fanning, Njoku, and Sampson. Jerry Jeudy, goose eggs on the board. Isaiah Bond, goose eggs on the board. Jerome Ford, 1 catch for -1 yards. Awesome. This is what our offense looks like right now. We're supposed to be a quote unquote run, then pass. Yeah, that's not looking good for us right now. And especially when, God, Vrabel calling us out on the trick plays. That's just another dagger to the heart right there. Like, oh yeah, as soon as the trick plays were done, we knew we had them. Like, really? That's where we're at now. This is where we're at in this Brown season. That fucking happens. Like,
I was surprised. I mean, the trick plays. Everybody has been asking all year. They say that all I've heard is Browns fans complaining that saying the offense lacks creativity. There's no spark. There's no, and then he finally runs trick plays, and then it's like everybody's complaining because we did trick. Like I'm like, what?
Well,
what do you
hold on.
want the man to do?
It was trick plays though. It wasn't inventing something different. It wasn't a motion across. It wasn't what we've been hoping for this offense. Just a wrinkle in the offense. It was trick plays, trick plays, and horrible ones at that. Like, good God, oh my God, I can't. This team, I swear to God, this team is going to kill me this year. This team is going to kill me this year. They told us they had a plan, Brian. They had a plan. If this was the plan that they had, they are dumb as shit.
Well, let's keep your blood pressure up. Let's keep you going here. So let's talk about not only what we failed to do 2 weeks ago, but what the Browns failed to do at the bye. So, in my opinion, we got embarrassed again at the bye because I saw all these stats come out about Joe Flacco and his first 4 games with the Cleveland Browns versus his first 4 games with the Cincinnati Bengals. So, Fatty, tell me how you feel about this. Joe Flacco with the Browns, 4 games, 815 yards. Joe Flacco with the Bengals, 1,254 yards. Joe Flacco with the Browns, 2 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Joe Flacco with the Bengals, 11 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. How's that make you feel, bud?
It shows, honestly, Brian, I'm not as upset about it as what you would think I'd be. I think what it is it shows the severe lack of talent that the Cleveland Browns have. And I mean lack of talent. You got 2 stud wide receivers there for Joe Flacco to throw the ball to. What do we have here? We have a trash can, road cone, and one of those road barrels that you just throw to and they can't catch the ball. I did quote on Network 216 on our Twitter. I said nothing like everybody saying, hey, the Browns can't lose the bye week. And Joe Flacco says, hold my beer, watch this. And that shit happened. I mean, I think what I was more upset about the bye week, more than anything else, is we got no clarity from Andrew Berry at all. Our GM didn't even come out on the bye week. He left Kevin Stefanski up there just taking grenades during the bye week. And Andrew Berry, you got to answer for something, bud. This was your baby. You said that we're trying to win here. And you made trades. You made the trade for Flacco. You made another trades. You got to at least come out and answer. And normally the GM does on the bye week, especially past years. He has come out and talked during the bye week. Not this year. He's in his little bunker in there and he says, hey, Kev, you mind taking these questions for me? I know it's going to get real uncomfortable, but I don't think I can sit in front of the press right now because they're going to eat me fucking alive. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's all been weird, right? The whole plan, we talked about it before the show. The whole plan has been just kind of terrible, right? I mean, the other thing that cracked me up, I mean, you just mentioned it, right? That they made an organizational change, and now Kevin Stefanski is like the speaker for the entire organization for and Kevin Stefanski doesn't say anything. So what does that tell you, right? But then this shit gets leaked with Adam Schefter. Somebody in the Browns leaks that, oh, they're going to be aggressive or whatever, the trade deadline. We're not only keeping David Njoku, but we're gonna be aggressive at the trade deadline. Like, why even do that? You did that. Well, we're going to be buyers, and then you do absolutely nothing. But you trade a guy in Joe Tryon-Shoyinka who only played 14 snaps for us this year. You trade him for a 6th-round pick. Like, okay, great. You want to know something? Like, let's run through this, okay? Fatty, tell me how you feel about Donovan Peoples-Jones, Demetric Felton, Michael Woods, Luke Whippler, Nathaniel Watson. How great are those guys as starters on your Cleveland Browns?
Now, Luke Whippler, don't you start talking bad about Luke Whippler. He's going to be our starting center, isn't he?
Maybe. Okay. But those are our 6th-round picks, and they've done far in this league absolutely nothing. So what are we moving guys for 6th-round picks for when we can't pick 6th-round picks anyway? We can't even get a 3rd round, 4th round, 5th-round pick, right? So what's the point? I don't understand.
But I wish I could tell you what this team is doing. You and I talked beforehand. I am just flabbergasted how this season's gone and what they've. Hey, I can't explain it. I can't explain it. I can't explain drafting 2 quarterbacks. I can't explain bringing in Flacco and Pickett. I can't explain trading Flacco to the Cincinnati Bengals. I can't explain trading Kenny Pickett to the Raiders. I can't explain the way shit has gone for this offense. Period. I don't know what is going on with this team, and it's dysfunction. It is dysfunction all over again. And what happens when you have dysfunction? Just train wrecks all around. You have the Myles Garrett throwing his helmet. You have, hey, we haven't talked about this yet, but I guess we're going to be talking about it soon. Stefanski giving up play calling again for the 2nd year in a row because he cannot call plays and do his damn job as a head coach at the same time. Like, I don't know what to do with this team anymore. I really don't, Brian, and it's sad. It's sad that this is where we're at when we're arguing. And what is it, week 10? Where are week in? I don't even know what week we're in anymore because it's just a complete shit show of a goddamn season. Sorry.
Week 10, game 9, week 10. Yeah, you're right.
And look where we're at. We're arguing over our wide receiver that somebody brought in, gave an extension to, not getting catches. That is our Twitter poll, by the way. Can Jerry Jeudy do anything today? Right now, let's see here. Survey says 75% say no. Go figure that one. Like, it's just, and Justin, this is a bad thing. Pretend it's 1999 again and we're an expansion team. Our offense is worse than that 1999 team, statistically right now. That's horrible. Horrible.
Is it worse than the 0-6, what 1-31 or whatever? Cody Kessler, Deshaun Kaiser?
This is the worst offense since 1999 right now. Like it.
Yeah.
And you have people that are playing though. Junkins is looking good. Fanning is looking good. Njoku's having an okay year. But other than that, nobody else wants to do anything on this team.
Yep.
I'm sorry, reel me back in. I'm going 900 miles an hour right now.
Well, you mentioned Stefanski giving up play calling. I mean, number one, dude, doing it in the middle of the year is a goofball move, right? I mean, sure, maybe you get a spark or something, but everybody that knows football says, like, hey, listen, like, you can't really change much in the middle of the year. You've already installed your offense all year. Like, there's very little that you can change in the middle of the season is what most gurus say. So, like, I mean, I'm excited to see what Tommy Rees has. I think he knows that he's like in an audition, so to speak. He has, he's been close to college, so he has the connection, so to speak, with the quarterbacks and how to talk in their language and that kind of thing, make things easier for them. And I mean, we've talked about on the show, right? Kevin Stefanski's stale offense since 2000 or 2020. He's kind of been running the same stuff, trying to fit square pegs into round holes, kind of like Pat Shurmur used to do. But I mean, do you expect much of a change with Tommy Rees calling plays now that we've had a whole 2 weeks to install a different offense?
Well, I don't think they're installing a different offense. What I think might be good is a different set of eyes on the situation. And also, Tommy Rees was in charge of Dylan Gabriel and Sanders as they were going through their my God, training camp and all that stuff. So he had more of a hands-on with them. The only thing that just I don't understand is, like, last year we understood why he gave up play calling, because he did not like Ken Dorsey at all. And finally said, hey, you like this guy? You brought this guy in here for Deshaun Watson? Here, watch him call plays. And then just pretty much threw Dorsey under the bus, which is fine, because Ken Dorsey was a horrible quarterback here. Couldn't beat the Ohio State Buckeyes. He's just a little whiny bitch. I don't like Ken Dorsey to begin with. But with that being said, to do it 2 years in a row, and it speaks volumes right now. It feels like he is just waving a white flag. Like, he can't figure out what's going on with this offense and trying to go, all right, Tommy, I've done everything I could. At least I think I could. Let's see if something changes and you see something different than I do. And we'll go from there. But the other thing is I just don't understand why you had to make the announcement that you're changing play calling. Do you really have to make that announcement? Like, I don't think you do you? Like, you could have gone the rest of the season, not made that announcement until the end of the season. You're like, whoa, why did the offense get so much better, halfway through the season? Oh, well, I gave play calling up to Tommy Rees. And, like, you didn't have to come out and just say, hey, Tommy's taking over play calling. What's the sense in that? Like, that's just really going to piss off your team then, I would think. I mean, it would piss me off. You're supposed to be the guru. You're supposed to be the head coach. You're supposed to be the quarterback whisperer. You're supposed to be this guy, this offensive juggernaut, and you're giving up play calling again. What does that send to your team?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's a good thing overall, but I hear your point.
I mean, I do think it would be a good thing because it frees him up, but he's not a Vrabel. He's not a motivator. He's not one of those guys that will walk over to the defensive line and be like, all right, guys. He's a statue on that sideline. And without the Denny's menu in front of his face, what's he going to do now? Just sit there and go.
Well, he certainly doesn't need to get more involved on the defensive side of things. Jim Schwartz has that lockdown, so I don't know what more he needs to do, but I think he's just trying to save his job at this point. Like, I mean, you heard him when Joe Flacco got traded in the middle of the night. Like, he said, kind of showed that he was surprised, and then you heard, now he's saying, "Hey, I'm giving up play calling." Right? I think he's coaching for his job, or trying to save his job as long as he can. I think he sees the writing on the wall, unfortunately.
I want to ask you a question. Do you think that call came again from above?
Which one?
Him giving up play calling. Do you? No, I'm being dead serious. Do you think that came from above? Do you think that came from Andrew Berry and Haslam saying, "Hey, this isn't working. We got to make a change"?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, a lot of people don't realize how involved Jimmy Haslam and the ownership group is with this team. Like, every Friday, they have a meeting before every game, and the coach has to sit down with ownership and the GM and everybody and tell them their game plan. I alluded to some articles, some stuff that came out from years past that, the analytics have told Jimmy Haslam that we need to throw the ball more, right? And what do we always say as fans? Like, we're like, damn, we've got Nick Chubb. Damn, we've got Judkins. Like, why are we running the ball more? And it's like, well, how do we know as fans that that Kevin Stefanski doesn't go into those Friday meetings and say, hey, we're going to run the damn ball 25 times, and Jimmy Haslam goes, oh, no. We got Deshaun Watson. We need to see what he's worth. Throw the ball 50 times. Like, he was forced into playing Baker, supposedly, and when Baker was injured the final year of his season. And it's just a mess. Like, everybody knows that this organization is one of the worst run in in sports, right? Jimmy Haslam is just another Jerry Jones, right? He's overly involved. He clearly knows nothing about football. Wanted to rely on Paul DePodesta, wanted to rely on John Dorsey, like wants to force a marriage with everybody. And honestly, I don't know where the calls are coming from. As far as your question goes, my opinion is yes. I think Kevin Stefanski wants to call plays, but I think he was told, hey, bud, like your time's up. Like I think he was forced into Ken Dorsey. I think he was forced to fire Alex Van Pelt, which was the only offensive coordinator that was good. And that's part of the reason we lost Bill Callahan. So I don't think he's pulling all the strings. I think he manages it well, which is another reason why, like, it scares me if we do fire him, right? Like, the problem in this team is Jimmy Haslam, and we're not firing the owner. So, you know, whether the decision is coming from him or it came from DePodesta before he left or it came from Andrew Berry, I don't know, but a lot of things that happen don't seem to make a lot of logical sense. I think Kevin is a pretty damn smart guy, right? So my heart tells me no, it was not his decision.
Okay, it was clear. And Justin in here because Justin does not want a dome, voicing his opinions about the Haslams. I agree. I think Haslam's just too much into it. And thank God. Praise Jesus. It is Sunday. Praise Jesus that Paul DePodesta is no longer here because we have no idea what he actually did. Thank God he went to the worst organization right now in the MLB. Hopefully he loses another 100 games there. Son of a.
No. Only
that's right.
99.
He left before he hit 100. Attaboy. Way to duck out before you hit that milestone. Man. I think things will be better now that Depot is not here because obviously it was what he was doing and it was everything. Like he had his hands in everything. It wasn't just the football team, it was the business side. He was a confidant, especially for Jimmy Haslam. But I think what this opens the door for is hopefully getting back to football and not analytics. Sometimes, yes, analytics can be great, running numbers, but there's also the gut of looking at a man and seeing what he's worth and if he's worth it. And, I think this is great for the organization. I think they can move away from this whole mess of DePodesta. Now, the thing is there was rumors that Andrew Berry might jump up in Depot's spot and then they bring in another GM or promote from within. If that's the case, I do not want that. I would rather them just clean the house. Like I said on our show on Illegal Ham, I mean, fire everybody all the way down to the little 10-year-old that's setting out the cones for practice. Like, get everybody out of here and just start fresh because I feel like we need to as a team, as an organization, and just not take it down to the studs like we did before, but change philosophically for this team. Make it sturdy. Like it feels like we haven't made that change. And it's sad that we haven't because, with Stefanski, saying that, we're a team, we're together. And then every time I hear him at the podium, oh, we got to do better on that. 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 And it's just a broken record. And it's like, well, if you got to do better, then hold some guys accountable. Make them do better. If they're not doing it, if Jerry Jeudy is not catching the ball because he's got stone hands, take his ass out of the game, find a guy who can catch a ball. Like, you're at the season now that you got to find out what you have on this team and moving forward. Because if you don't, it's going to set you up worse for the next 3 years. It's just hard facts. That's exactly what it is. You have to find out what this team is made of this year. And who is actually a good player, who is not, and then go from there.
So we're talking about DePodesta a little bit there. Do you think that Judkin, we got Judkin should be a receiver. Fatty should be a receiver. Hell, I think anybody would take anybody at this point over Jerry Jeudy. Sadly enough, with
I'm gonna
DePodesta's
catch him meatballs to the face.
There you go. There you go. What's with DePodesta exiting? You just mentioned possibly Andrew Berry getting promoted? God, I hope. I mean, that sounds like a very Browns move, and I hope that's not the case. But do you think that with that move that the Berry and Stefanski are going to be out by the end of the year? Do you think that pretty much seals that fate?
I don't. God damn it, Justin. I don't. Because they've gotten a show of confidence from Jimmy Haslam. I think one of them will be gone. And if you guys think about it, they were married together too. Okay. Normally, when a GM comes in, he gets to hire his own coach and they get to go that way. Well, we did everything back asswards like we always do here at Cleveland Browns, and we hired the head coach and then brought in the GM. So they were never nothing ever really is on the same page, it feels like, with these guys. Yeah. And they sit there and they say they're thought partners and we're in line and we're in step with this. I don't think they are. I think it shows that they're not. So I think one of them will be let go at the end of the year. Now, the question is, who do you want? And at the way things are going right now, I mean, you can only coach what you have on the team. And right now, our team is hot garbage. And the draft picks and the moves that Andrew Berry has made so far, with the exception of this year, has been horrible. And I think we need a new GM in here, a new fresh set of eyes on how this does. Because here's the next question. As of right now, we do not have the franchise quarterback on our team. Do you trust Andrew Berry to go out and find that franchise quarterback?
Me, hell no.
Okay, so if that's the
case, look at Jackson Dart.
Okay,
example, point in case.
And if that's the case, then we don't need him here to make more picks. I don't want him here next year to make a quarterback pick, if that's the case.
I'm with you. I don't either. I don't want him picking at all. I think people have recency bias and are so caught up on the great draft that we had this year, which is fine, right? It was a pretty good draft, but everybody keeps forgetting about the 4 drafts before that, right? It's like, the 5 drafts before that he had. And on top of that, a lot of people are using the excuse of, oh, well, Jimmy Haslam made him take Deshaun and got rid of all those picks. And it's like, okay, sure, Jimmy Haslam was probably involved, but the GM was also involved. Some of the insiders say that he was the one that was leading the train to begin with. And I can't give him a pass. I mean, he still had first-round picks. He still had second and third-round picks. Like, he just failed at almost everything. I mean, in 5 years, the only starters that we had from a draft standpoint were Martin Emerson and JOK. Like, that's not an acceptable track record to fail on, like, I don't know how many draft picks he had before this year, and even this year, again, like, Mason Graham, sure, he's great. Quinshaw Judkins is great, sure. But if Jackson Dart ends up being a franchise quarterback for the New York Giants, which from what I've watched, and I unfortunately don't have like the network or anything, so I don't get to watch every game, but from what I've seen, Jackson Dart's a pretty damn good football player. Maybe he doesn't turn out to be much, but he's got that team in the Giants who were much like the Browns, turned around. They're playing damn good football. And that's just one player, right? So, and obviously Andrew Berry, Kevin Stefanski, whoever, thought partners, whoever's making the damn picks, obviously decided that Jackson Dart was not worth the first round pick. Otherwise, they would have picked him at 2 or 5 or 12 or whatever, trade down again. I don't care. They obviously chose that he was not a good football player. And if there's your point right there. Like, this guy looks good and we passed on him, right? So no, I don't trust him to make the picks next year. I don't think that one decent draft, we'll call it, makes up for the 5 that he failed at.
I agree.
I've lost my faith in Kevin Stefanski. I think, again, the problem is the owner. Justin mentioned it. You can't fire the owner. So who is going to be better at managing this, right? Anybody that comes in here says you need to tear it down to the studs. And Jimmy Haslam says, no, we're not going to do that. So thanks for the interview, but go on to your next stop. So it's like, what are we going to do? I don't know, but Andrew Berry, I think, has to go. I don't trust him to pick the next quarterback. And in all honesty, my guess is they wouldn't pick the next quarterback, right? They would just next year punt again and hopefully pick some offensive players with the first 2 first-round picks, but I can't even trust him to do that. So what do you think? Do you trust him?
No, God, no. God, no. Like Justin said, I don't trust Barry to select pizza toppings. I don't trust him because his track record so far, he can't find offensive linemen. He can't find wide receivers. I don't trust him. I think his eye for talent is lackluster, and it proves it. And people are going to, oh my God, I can't wait for this. People are just going to fucking bash me for this. But just the whole Shedeur Sanders pick. And I have a feeling that was Jimmy Haslam coming in and saying, hey, you need to take this kid right here, blah, 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 blah. But to have Dillon Gabriel above some of these guys and drafting him in the 3rd round was questionable to me. And then to draft another quarterback. So not only did you draft a rookie quarterback this year, you drafted a backup rookie quarterback this year when you could have used that pick on somebody else. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't have picked Shedeur or whatever. So don't take this the wrong way. But I'm just saying it seemed weird that those picks happened the way they did. Why would you bring in a rookie quarterback knowing that you're going to be training this guy to see what he has, but then draft another rookie quarterback? And especially with the holes we had on this team. So no, I don't trust it. Long story short, I don't trust Andrew Berry to do anything. I really don't. I think the best GM that we had in here at the time was John Dorsey, and he ended up getting fired because he listened to Baker Mayfield and hired Freddie Kitchens and went up against Paul DePodesta and the analytic team. So
they're all gone. They're all gone now.
Yeah.
They're both gone now. Yeah, no, I think Skinner asked if he'd be gone at the end of this year. My gut is telling me, even with Jimmy Haslam, like saying that he has faith in these guys and he wants to keep them around. I think he's cleaning house. That's my gut. I think Andrew's gone. I think Kevin's gone. I think we start all over. And who wants to come here? I don't know. There's only 32 jobs, right? So somebody's going to want the job. But who's going to come here, and are the people that are going to come here be able to work around the Browns front office as well or better than what we have now? I don't see that being realistic, but you got to have hope, I guess. That's the only thing you can live on at this point. What's happening right now is not working. We know that. But enough of the bye week talk and the depressing stuff that we can probably dive into more through the off season. We do have a game coming up today here in about an hour.
Do we?
Believe it or not. It's an XFL matchup.
It's more like a AFL matchup or a CFL matchup or a European FL matchup.
We head out to MetLife Stadium to face the New York Jets, who are currently 1-7. Their only win came against the Bungles in a game where they put up 39 points, which is, I think, more than we've put up this. That's got to be more than we put up against the Dolphins. We only put up 31. So they're 1-7. We're 2-6. Let's talk about this game.
I mean, do we have to? No, we can't. I think this game they're going to get back to what they did versus the Dolphins. Here's one guy who said toilet bowl, Broken Arrow. Thank you for that one. It's a toilet bowl. Yes, it is. I think they get back to running Quinshon Judkins, and hopefully we get to see some sort of life out of this offense, especially after the Jets just did a fire sale in their defense. I mean, getting rid of, was it Quentin Williams, got rid of Sauce Gardner. So they're right there. You can take them. But thing is, can we have the offense to do it? And, past handful of games, when you're only scoring 16 points a game, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. So hopefully we kind of get out of that slump today. What do you think?
My thought is, with the Jets obviously trying to lose, right? Their focus, they actually have a plan. Their focus is to win in the draft, right? That's what their focus is. The Browns don't know what the hell they're doing. Anyway, their focus is to lose, right? They want to lose these games. They're going to roll Aaron Glenn out there and Justin Fields, and they're going to rah and right. But when you're plucking all the talent from the defense, like, what do you expect, right? It's kind of like the Browns 131. So I'm actually expecting it's a culmination of calamity that's working out in the Browns' favor, right? I think this is Dylan Gabriel's actually going to look halfway decent this week. I think Tommy Reese, like I said earlier, I think he sees the writing on the wall. I think he's another Kyle Shanahan type, right? He's going to send Jimmy Haslam a 50-page PowerPoint about why he doesn't want to be here anymore and then run another team like the 49ers, right? But I think Dylan Gabriel's going to have a good game. I think they're going to run the ball a lot. I think they're going to focus on, you mentioned it earlier, running up the gut, and that's what the Jets were bad at before. And now that they don't have Quinnen Williams, their defensive line is even worse. And I think that he can feel Shedeur Sanders breathing down his neck, whatever that means, because I think these next two games are gonna tell you all you can see with Dylan Gabriel playing against two pretty bad defenses.
I agree. And
on the other side of the ball, you've got, I believe I heard Justin Fields is starting. They were kind of hit and miss there throughout the week, trying to hide that. But
the mind games of the Jets.
Oh yeah, like Tyrod Taylor and Justin Fields is a huge difference. But I mean, the Browns they do very well against Justin Fields, so I'm not concerned. I mean, he's I don't know. I think he's getting sacked too many times. I think he's getting an average of like 3 sacks a game. And he's just holding on to the ball too much, and I don't see it happening. I don't see it working out. What about the positions? What do you think about the running backs rooms, the wide receivers? What do you see there?
I mean, they do have a really good running back in Breece Hall. I like Breece Hall. I think if you stop Breece Hall, that will kind of slow down this Jets' supposed offense, even though they have an offense just like ours. So I think the goal for today, especially against this Jets offense, is is Garrett Wilson playing? Have we got an update on that?
I'll check for you. Keep going.
I got questionables on my side. But obviously you got to stop Garrett Wilson and you got to stop Breece Hall. And if you can do that and let your defense feast, that's the way to go. And then on our side, running back room wise, we still have Judkins, who's kind of laboring a little bit, but we need him to step up. I mean, he is our star running back, and I would like to see more of Dylan Sampson than Jerome Ford. I thought Jerome Ford would have got traded at the deadline. He did not. So I think it's going to be a rookie show there in our backfield with Sampson and Judkins, and I expect a big game from Judkins today. If he's healthy enough, give the ball 20 times plus, and stay with it. Don't get away from it. Stay with it. I think that's the one thing that the Browns offense has gotten away from in the past, is getting away from the run way too early. Justin, I can see that all day. 125 to 150. We'll get Fatty's 3-leg parlay coming up here in a little bit. But yeah, I think those are the keys to the game. If the defense can stop Breece Hall, and if our offensive line can get some holes opened up and get Judkins running, I think we can come away with a win this game.
So here I've got the inactive. You mentioned Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson will be playing. He is injured and has been on the injury list all week, but he will be active. The Jets inactives will be Alan Lazard, Adonai Mitchell, running wide receivers, and then Khalil Herbert, a backup running back. A couple other folks, but nothing major. Browns inactives this week. Just moved on me there. Was Bond.
Is that really a major inactive? Like, come on.
No. Isaiah Bond, Raheem Sanders, Zach Zinter, shocker there. Cornelius Lucas, who has been playing just dreadful anyway at the tackle position, and tight end Brendan Bates. So your boy Jack Conklin is playing today, earning that money for another week. Yeah, so it should be interesting seeing Garrett Wilson versus this defense. But I think with a healthy Tyson Campbell and Tyson Campbell being with our organization for a month now, I think the Browns defense is going to have no problem shutting down the Jets. I think even though I was surprised when I was looking at the statistics, the offensive line for the Jets is actually ranked pretty well this year. They're like top 8, top 12, somewhere in that nature. But I think our defensive line is way better than their offensive line. So I think they're going to eat. Tight ends. I mean, the best tight end for the Jets is Jeremy Ruckert, former Ohio State Buckeye. Go Bucks. He has less than 100 yards for the season. So, and the Browns have done really well against the tight ends. Obviously, we've got both Njoku and Fannin. Njoku's had a couple weeks to rest. And I'm thinking that both of those guys get involved early. I know you love some Harold Fannin. What do you think about the tight ends this week?
I think they have to be involved, and the reason why is they're the only thing that we have. If you look at our standings right now, our two leading wide receivers or receiving is Harold Fanning and David Njoku, both with 3. Well, Fanning has 352, Njoku has 260, and then Jerry Jeudy is right behind him at 257. So we are a tight end team. I expect them to have big games because obviously we can't find our wide receivers here. And I want to throw out another fun little stat for you because you gave me the Joe Flacco stat. Guess who still leads the Cleveland Browns in yards passing?
Oh, definitely Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco, 4 games played, 815 yards. Dylan Gabriel, 6 games played, 702. So he's still leading our team in passing. So, and then we have, will the running backs, Skinner asked, will the running backs do more blocking today? I don't think the running backs will. I think what they will do probably is what they have been doing is they've been bringing in that Aiden Hutchinson, or is it Aiden Hutchinson? Yeah.
Huntington, yep.
Huntington. Yeah. They've been bringing in an extra blocker, especially on certain plays to help out. So you might see more of that. And you might see, the 3 tight end set and, what is it? Do we got Brendan Bates, I think it is, as a blocking tight end or something like that. So we'll have some more blocking tight ends. I don't think, as of right now, because Junkin's a rookie, I don't think he picks up the blocks that well. If you do see somebody in there, it'll probably be Jerome Ford to pick up blocks. And, some Broken Arrow said who would want Jerome Ford, and I get that. I understand that. So, but yeah, I think we can steal this one. We need to steal this one. I think after the bye week, after all the news that's happened, after all the shit that happened versus the Patriots game, I think we need this one. And I dare to say I'm predicting a win for this one. Normally don't do that often with this team, but I mean, how do you see it going?
I'm optimistic, and usually when I'm optimistic, that means we get blown out. But I am optimistic. I mean, I think the whole thing with Ford, just to back up a little bit, the whole thing with Ford, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that Judkins missed the entire offseason pretty much with the whatever was going on with the off the field stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think that because he missed all that time with the team and missed all that installment of pass blocking, basically, that he's not going to be up to snuff on that really until next year. So I think that kind of forced the Browns' hand to keep Ford around and keep him in the game when they need a run blocker, because obviously you've seen Samson get just blown up when he tries to run block. So I think that's kind of the reason why Ford is still on the team. And had Judkins been able to participate in all the offseason stuff, I think they might have got rid of Ford before the season started. But there's a lot, because there are a lot of running back desperate teams that are in a much better position to win than we are. But as far as this week goes, yeah, I am optimistic. How can you not be, right? The Jets just jettisoned two of their best players. So,
I mean, it got to the point that the line moved. We were actually underdogs going into the Jets, and then after the trades happened, we are now the favorites. So the line has moved that much and normally that doesn't happen when you trade away players. But when you trade away those two guys, I mean, a Pro Bowl cornerback and a Pro Bowl defensive tackle, that happens.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I hate to say it, but can you imagine if we lose this game?
Oh, buddy, if we lose this game, you are going to love me next week. You thought me at the beginning of this show was fun. You're going to love every minute of next week if they lose this game today. I mean, you might as well just, hey, sit there and watch the game. As soon as the clock hits 0 at the end and they lose this game, you're just going to be sitting there twiddling. I cannot wait till Sunday. Cannot wait to see Fatty get fired up because, hey, you know where I'm going to be at on Sunday. I'm going to be down tailgating and everything else. So it's going to be, you never know what kind of Fatty you're going to get that day.
Wearing a tutu? Are you wearing a tutu to the mac and cheese lunch?
I've done it before.
Oh boy. Okay.
I'll whore myself out for City Dogs Cleveland. I always do.
Well, let's reel it back in the historical vibe. Browns and Jets, they've kind of been bottom feeders for the most part for the last, 10 years or whatever.
40.
100 years, yeah, whatever. The last 5 games, the Browns have played against the Jets since 2018. One of those losses being the ultimate choke job. Do you know exactly which game I'm talking about? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's just stab you a little bit more here. The Joe Flacco game when Joe Flacco was playing for the New York Jets. Where the Browns were up 2 touchdowns with less than 2 minutes in the game. I was at that game. A lot of people had already left that game because they thought the game was done and over. And I told my wife when she wanted to leave, I'm like, nah, we got to stick around. You never know. Go to figure that that's the game that Joe Flacco comes back. They had an onside kick that they were successful on, and they come back to beat us 31-30. But your trivia question for the week, it is actually not Jets related, but it is related to one of the Jets players. The last time that Myles Garrett faced Justin Fields, how many sacks did Myles Garrett have?
Was that the game he had like 6 sacks? I'm going to go 6.
Not quite 6. He had 4.5 sacks.
Okay. That was one against when he was at the Bears, and they lit him up, like the whole defense lit him up for like 13 sacks or something like that.
Oh yeah, I think they only put up 6 points in that game. The Bears did. So that's what I'm saying. Like I think Myles Garrett, the whole defensive line is going to have a good day today. Justin Fields just holds on to the ball for too long. That's a similar criticism that Shedeur Sanders gets, but I think he's gonna get lit up this week, even with Garrett Wilson out there. So, what about you? You got anything else? Any other or actually, what about your parlay? Did you do your parlay?
I told you it's not a fancy parlay, but it's a parlay, and it's hard to judge this game because you got Fanning hurt, you got everything else, and everything that's happened. So what I did is I kind of brought it back a little bit, and I said, hey, if you're going to give me these odds, I'm going to take these odds. So as of right now, I took the Browns money line, which is probably the most moronic thing that I could do. I also took the Judkins anytime touchdown, which was I think minus 130, which I didn't think was too bad. And then they had Myles Garrett. It was over under, and I couldn't parlay it together with the other two that I got because it was over under 0.75 sacks. So I just brought it down and said Myles Garrett, 1 sack, and it was minus 127, if you can believe that. So the 3-pick parlay, Browns money line, Judkins anytime touchdown, and Myles Garrett, 1 sack, got us up to plus 262 on our DraftKings. So $5 holla will win you $19.
Seems like a pretty safe pick if everything goes according to plan.
Mm-hmm. All right, so okay, so we got hot takes for today, and then we got our predictions, and then the show's over. So you want to do score predictions or hot takes first?
I got 3 hot takes actually. Why don't you go first with the hot takes? That way
Oh no, I want to hear yours before I even do mine. If you got 3 hot takes for this game, I can't wait to hear this.
So for a normal NFL team, these would not be hot takes, but I feel like for this team, these are hot takes. It's just that's kind of how embarrassing this is. So number 1, the Browns defense holds the Jets to 14 points or less. Okay. That's hot take number 1.
That's hot take number
2. Hot take number 2, the Browns offense finally shows up for a second week this year against this XFL defense. They score 24 points or more. Okay. Hot take number 2. Now, the spiciest, hottest take that would probably send your heartburn and your blood pressure through the roof. Jerry Jeudy. They are going to force feed Jerry Jeudy this week. They're going to go back to what Dylan Gabriel was good at in college, the play action deep balls. Jerry Jeudy's somehow going to magically have like a game like he did against the Broncos last year. He's going to put up over 75 yards, which again seems silly because that is silly for a number wide receiver 1. However, if you look at his stats this year, he's averaging 32 yards a game. So Jeudy 75 yards or more, Browns 24 points or more, and defense holds them to 14 points or less. How you feel about that?
I like it. I mean, they're out there. That's hot. They're out there. For me, I got a Denzel Ward interception today. I think he's due for a pick. And then I also got, and this is my one because obviously we can't throw our wide receivers. So, and Fanning is a little bit hampered with a hamstring. I'm going to go David Njoku over 100 yards receiving today. I think that's going to be the one right there. I think he gets over 100 yards receiving. He probably gets 8 receptions, but still over 100 yards receiving. And then, bud, I got to go with it. I got to go with my gut. I got to go with everything else. I got the Browns winning today. You said over 24. I got the Browns at 24, and I got the New York Jets at 13.
I have very similar. I've got the Browns 27, Jets 10. Again, I alluded to it earlier. I think this defensive line shows up and shows out this week. Carson Schlesinger is playing, but Myles Garrett, Shelby Harris, Malik Collins, Mason Graham, Alex Wright. I think they're just going to dominate, and I think it's going to be a one-sided matchup, and we're going to hopefully some Browns fans can enjoy the victory. That's my thought.
Hopefully.
All right, so we didn't seem to enjoy the Miami win.
No, we didn't. All right, so we got the Twitter poll right now. Can the Browns offense find Jeudy today and get him going? As of right now, 60% say no and 40% say yes. So we're kind of right there on the middle. And like that, we're here at the end of the show, 216 pregame show. Give us that like and subscribe. Hit that button right there, especially on YouTube and all of our other socials at Network 216. And come join us. And hopefully, Brian, we get a win today and we can celebrate next week. And if we don't, it's going to be a dumpster fire.
Hopefully we're popping champagne, baby.
Yeah. All right, bud. Close us out.
Here we go, Brownies. Here we go.
Ooh, ooh. All right, go Browns. Oh, look at that. Tillman catches the ball. I doubt that happens today.
The savior. The only wide receiver over 6 foot.
Oh my God. All right, we got to get out of here. Enjoy the Browns game. We will see you guys next week. Have a good time.